Next weekend, Shakur and Teo. I see Shakur just beating Teo up. I see Shakur figuring Teo out. And I see Shakur just doing what he do.
What do you think of Teofimo Lopez?
I think Teo a great fighter. I don't really got no bad thing to say about Teo. I just know how Shakur coming. I seen him in there with a lot of great fighters. I seen how he control people. People be in their place when they in the ring with him. And
stop holding me, Shakur. Stop holding me, Shakur. Stop holding me.
You stop for 1 second, bro?
No, Shakur, I can't stop. My titles are on the line. My legacy on the line.
Imagine standing in a ring across from a man who doesn't just want to win, but wants to make you look like you've never laced up a pair of gloves in your life. That is the psychological trap Shakur Stevenson sets for his opponents, and according to his cousin and rising star Zaquinn Moses, Teofimo Lopez is walking straight into it. Moses recently pulled back the curtain on what really goes on behind the closed doors of a Stevenson training camp, and the secrets he revealed aren't about a specific punch or a hidden defensive move. It's something much more haunting for anyone planning to step into the ring with Shakur on January 31st at Madison Square Garden. Zaquinn Moses is more than just a family member. He is one of the few people who has felt the full force of Shakur's evolution during this camp. Moses himself is a problem in the super featherweight division, having already dismantled Carl Rogers at the Garden and holding an amateur win over the highly touted Kermel Moten. But even with his own skyrocketing career, Moses was left stunned by what he saw from Shakur. He describes a version of Stevenson that has completely abandoned the concept of an off-season. While most fighters celebrate the holidays or take breaks between camps, Shakur has been in a state of constant, obsessive readiness. Moses revealed that Shakur sleeps and breathes boxing in a way that feels almost robotic, maintaining a strict professional diet and elite conditioning even when there's no fight on the calendar.
Yeah, we've been training together this whole time. We actually sparred once.
Okay.
But
tell me about that.
He nice. He nice, bro. Nice, and
we're talking about Shakur Stevenson, by the way.
He nice, and he pushed me to be better every day. Like every day I'm around him, whether it's boxing or it's not boxing. He pushed me as a person, and I appreciate him.
I don't know. I mean, I've met Shakur several times over the course of the last, God knows how many years, but he comes off very disciplined. Is that something that you would describe him as, very disciplined, and because it takes that obviously to get to the level that he's at?
Yeah, he in the gym. He in the gym when he don't got no fight date coming up at all. I mean, he eating good. It's like he sleep, breathe, boxing, literally. Like he wake up and boxing is on his mind, literally. Like it's crazy to see, and I feel like I'm picking up on that. Me being young, I feel like I need to pick up on that. You want to be great, so you want to pick up on a lot of things that the greats is doing, especially Terence Crawford. I've been around him a couple times. He look like he the same way, like boxing. And I feel like I'm picking on that very well.
The warning Moses issued to Teofimo Lopez was sharp. Don't mistake Shakur's defensive style for a lack of aggression. During their sparring sessions, Moses saw firsthand how Shakur uses a mental cage to break his opponents. It's not just about the punches you miss, it's about the fact that every time you think you've found an opening, it vanishes. Moses claims that Shakur has developed a new level of mental dominance, an ability to put people in their place the moment the bell rings. He predicts that Shakur won't just outpoint Teofimo, he's going to beat him up by figuring out his rhythm within the first 3 rounds and then systematically taking him apart piece by piece.
What is your prediction for next weekend?
Next weekend, Shakur and Teo. I see Shakur just beating Teo up. I see Shakur figuring Teo out. And I see Shakur just doing what he do.
What do you think of Teofimo Lopez?
I think Teo a great fighter. I don't really got no bad thing to say about Teo. I just know how Shakur coming. I seen him in there with a lot of great fighters. I seen how he control people. People be in their place when they in the ring with him. And I think Teo a great fighter. He accomplished a lot. He really, like, when he beat Lomachenko, he really was like, he was a top dog at the time. Everybody was looking at him as a top dog. So Teo's a great fighter, and I can't wait till next week to see how that fight goes.
Yeah, because
I know how it's gonna go, but I can't wait for everybody else to see.
Right now the bookies have slightly favored Shakur, and to some people that's a surprise given that Teo is the champion, but to you it's no surprise.
Yeah, it's no surprise at all. There's no doubt in my mind that just know it's gonna be a great fight. Just know it's gonna be a great fight.
Do you think that he'll stay at 140 though?
Stay at 140. I mean, depending on how he feeling, depending on how he look. I mean, he could do a lot, man. Anything he put his mind to, that's one person that I can't say. Anything he put his mind to, he achieve it.
Yeah.
I saw it firsthand, so.
But Teofimo Lopez isn't exactly shaking in his boots. Known as the Takeover, Teofimo has built his entire career on defying the odds and silencing the doubters. He recently doubled down on his defiance, reminding the world that he has a southpaw blueprint that hasn't failed him yet. In a bold statement,
not to look over it, but a lot of people look at southpaws they're very difficult, but I grew up with southpaws since a kid. Kind of understand the rhythms of it. Don't get me wrong, he could be slick, but there's something I do to southpaws that just work in my favor.
Shakur different though.
It's all right.
Shakur's a special fighter. But
you got dropped, man. What you talking about?
You
almost got dropped.
Yes, Dad.
Even his little daughter said.
Hold on, get a pops a mic, man.
Dad, like, we need that fight.
Get a pops a mic, man.
Now,
No, don't stay quiet, pops. Don't stay quiet.
Now I understand why you still.
Don't stay quiet.
No, yeah.
That's Teo like, nah.
Freaking 4 seconds, man.
This is a special fight because of who we both of y'all are, but Shakur is a special fighter. You got to acknowledge that.
That's what we fighting.
There you go.
Yeah.
So he does agree that he's special.
But he does get hit.
But I mean, he got hit.
He's gonna crack him at least. He's gonna hit him.
He got hit a couple times against Cepeda, but he put himself in a position. Normally, he
If it
doesn't get
wasn't
hit
for the
like
ropes,
that.
that boy would have been down.
Teofimo claimed that across more than 200 amateur and professional fights, he has never lost to a lefty. He views Shakur's southpaw stance not as a puzzle, but as a target. Teofimo's mindset is centered on the idea that Shakur is a track runner who uses his feet to avoid the fight, while Teofimo wears boxing shoes and comes to bring the fire. He's betting everything on his explosive intuition and his ability to land that one clean joint that changes the course of a 12-round fight.
60-40. With Shakur, it's all about the danger you could put in front of him.
Teofimo's about to fight Shakur Stevenson. Who wins, and what does that fight look like?
I mean, everybody expects me to be like, Shakur is gonna win easily, right?
Well, that's just what we think.
Yeah, nah, I think it's a good fight. I think it's honestly 60-40. I think, obviously favors Shakur. He's the more unbeatable guy because he's hard to hit him, period.
Yeah.
But Teo also has the abilities to not be that easy hittable. Like, he's not just a guy you're sitting there to pick apart.
He's also athletic and defensive at times.
Yeah, so I think it's a 60-40 fight. I'm favoring Shakur. And I don't know how Shakur is gonna win the fight. With Shakur, it's all about the danger you could put in front of him. That's one thing I do know. If he feel like it's danger and you got his mind thinking and working, you can tame him and make him keep off of you. If Teo can't make him think, if Teo don't got nothing that's like, yo, this motherfucker hurt me, Shakur's gonna have his way with him. So it's all about what Shakur feels in that ring that day.
So in other words, if he does sense some danger, if Shakur sense some danger, it'll be just a different type of fight, but he'll still win.
Right. It'll be more of a, I'm gonna get what I can get and I'm out of here.
The controversy heating up in the boxing world right now centers on whether Teofimo is a front runner. Analysts and peers like Akoyaye and Keyshawn Davis have raised red flags about Teofimo's consistency.
He is a front runner, right? I want to see if he can carry his energy and his explosiveness late in the fight and not wear down. And then when Shakur starts to open up, can you steal some of those championship rounds from him and make it like a close fight? I think if Teo comes out and does what he usually does, which is try to swarm Shakur early and keep Shakur on the defensive early, then he can try to steal a lot of those early rounds. And if he does that, then Shakur has to fight in the tail end of that fight. Now to make it real interesting. If I'm looking at the first 3 rounds, first 4 rounds, and Teo looks like he's losing those rounds convincingly, then it's an easy night for Shakur, unanimous decision in my opinion. You know what I mean? Because I don't think Teo is going to bring anything late in the game, to this fight. I think if he is who he's always been, he's going to get gassed after like the 7th round and then take some rounds off. And when he does that, Shakur will open up and start to try to pick him apart, pot shot him, and do things like that. But this is the perfect fight narrative-wise for Shakur, because I've been waiting for Shakur to get into that fight where, he doesn't have the fight where, he doesn't have his Diego Corrales fight, you know what I mean, where you think he's actually in danger. Shakur has been he's been outclassing everybody he's in the ring with. You know what I mean? Then the guys that you think could give him some work, like De Los Santos, I know people hate when I bring that fight up, but I want to see him actually in danger and then overcome that danger. You know what I'm saying? And then I can give him, and he can give himself, and so can the rest of the world, give him the respect that I think he deserves. But you can't give it to him. Nothing's given. You got to go do it. He got to earn that in the ring.
The rumor is that since his loss to George Kambosos Jr., Teofimo hasn't been the same fighter. While he looked sharp in his recent victory over Arnold Barboza Jr., critics argue that he still struggles against elite boxers who can give him angles and carry him into the deep water of the later rounds. The fear for Team Lopez is that if he can't hurt Shakur in the first 7 rounds, he'll become a victim of his own frustration. As Kenny Porter pointed out, there's a moment in every Shakur fight where the opponent stumps his feet in pure exasperation because they're chasing a ghost. If Teofimo reaches that point, the fight is effectively over.
Starting off slow.
Okay.
And then I see as Shakur wins the first round, as Shakur wins the second round, slowly, I think Teo is going to eventually start picking it up and start imposing his will.
Right.
And then, it's just going to go from there. That's how I think it's going to go.
That's a fair assessment.
That's a fair one.
Especially for that to be his brother.
I think it's going to be close. I think it'll be closer than people think.
I think it'll be closer than people think.
Hey, one thing I can say though, because I've been seeing, we've been amateur together and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Teo can fight.
Teo can fight.
Winning back
if you said he couldn't, you'd be lying. Right. That's a real assessment, though. I think Shakur still wins, but it'll be closer than what people think. Teo is nice. A lot, man, no doubt.
Yeah, and Keyshawn, speaking of Teo, you've been vocal about your desire to fight Teofimo Lopez. And of course, I was there in Las Vegas, right, when you FaceTime Teo. Now Teo's fighting Shakur Stevenson. But do we see Keyshawn and Teo at some point?
How was Teo acting when I FaceTimed him? Since you brought it up, how was he acting?
You tell me. You tell the people.
Why do I gotta tell you?
You gotta tell him anyway. Right. How was he acting? How was he acting?
Hey, all I'm gonna say is he was not motivated.
Right.
Keyshawn Davis, who knows both men from the amateur circuit, expects a chess match that slowly turns into a nightmare for Teofimo. He sees a slow start where Shakur wins rounds by the thinnest of margins, forcing Teofimo to take bigger and bigger risks to close the gap. This is where the unseen edges come into play. Trainers notice the subtle things, how a fighter's balance shifts when they miss a power shot or how their breathing changes when the crowd starts getting restless. If Shakur can neutralize Teofimo's speed, which Kenny Porter calls elite speed, the gap between talented and ultra-talented becomes a canyon.
He has some intangibles that might pull him ahead of Shakur in this one, but I'm not counting Shakur out because Shakur is ultra talented. He's just not a talented guy, he's ultra talented. And he's got some great hand speed and his feet work very well.
Absolutely.
So he's kind of hard, he's an elusive guy to catch up to. And if that's what his game plan is, if he's successful with that, Teo is the guy that may not like the way that Shakur fights when they get in the ring. He may not, he may stop and stump his feet and say, "Come on, man, let's fight."
Yeah, let's fight.
Shakur may say, "Nah, we're not fighting. We're boxing."
Yep, and that's what I was gonna finish off with. A lot of people saying this is a 60-40 fight, 70-30, being Shakur the favorite. Do you see it that way, or do you think this is a 50-50 fight?
You said 60-40?
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely. No, Teo's definitely in this fight. He's in it to win it. I think. We're talking pure boxing.
Yeah.
Shakur, but we talk a dog. Teo.
Yeah.
And Teo's just as fast. There's speed and there's elite speed. Teo's got speed. Shakur's got elite speed. But that's not too far off, especially when you're not a come forward fighter. Shakur's not a come forward, step to you with my speed and hurt you with my speed type fighter.
Yeah.
So, that speed gets neutralized when you're moving in the other direction.
Absolutely.
It's neutralized when you're moving in the other direction. No, it's not 60-40. It's a 50-50 fight.
This fight is about more than just the WBO and Ring Magazine titles at 140 pounds. For Shakur Stevenson, this is the night to finally silence the naysayers who call his style boring or evasive. He needs a dominant performance to prove he can carry his power up to a 4th weight class. For Teofimo, it's about proving that the takeover wasn't a one-time event that peaked with Lomachenko. He wants to show that his authentic, explosive self is enough to crack the most sophisticated defense in boxing today. He's trusting his team and his history against southpaws, but he's walking into a storm fueled by Shakur's Newark-bred obsession.
I think it's really that time for him to really take his first loss and, me whoop his ass to the point where either he quits on the stool or I knock him out. How I see this fight being played out is with me pretty much setting that momentum for the people out there as well. Not really trying to force for it. However, I can't be too technical with Shakur. You gotta make it a little ugly. You gotta make it a little ugly. If you try to be too technical with Shakur, it could be too long of a weighted chess match. Certain people don't want to see that. They don't want to see pop shots. You know what I mean? They want to see good action. I have yet to see, and I think you could attest with me, I don't think we have seen Shakur face anyone higher than who he's gonna face next, and that's of me. So, I definitely, commend him at least for stepping up to the plate. But I think it's time. I think it's really that time for him to really take his first loss and, me whoop his ass to the point where either he quits on the stool or I knock him out.
You really believe, because everyone will say, oh man, Shakur is probably one of the best defensive fighters in the game. You really believe you can stop Shakur Stevenson?
Yes.
As we get closer to January 31st, the question isn't just who is faster or who hits harder. It's a question of whose reality will break first. Will Teofimo find the flaws he claims to have seen in Shakur since their amateur days in the early 2000s? Or will Zaquinn Moses be proven right? If Moses' training secrets are as real as he says, we might be looking at a masterclass where the takeover gets taken over by a man who refuses to let anyone else dictate the rhythm of the ring. So, what do you think happens when the ultimate pressure meets the ultimate boxing IQ? Can Teofimo actually cut the ring and force Shakur into a dogfight, or will he be left swinging at air for 12 long rounds? Does Teofimo have the power to hurt Shakur at 140? Or will Shakur's discipline and secrets from camp make this look like an easy night's work? Let us know your predictions in the comments below. Is it Newark's night, or is Brooklyn taking the crown? That's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.